especially when you talk about creating space into the offense. How important is that?
Yeah, I mean, to have Jonah back on the court is great because he opens some things up. Obviously, his shooting ability you've got to be aware of. I mean, again, right now he's been in practice the last 2 days. It seems like his hand's feeling okay, but we're going to be very handle his injury with a lot of caution and making sure we're doing the right thing for him and his health.
Do you notice the shooting, any differences? Does he look like he's back in terms of shooting the ball?
Yeah, I mean, Jonah always shoots the ball well. I don't think that's ever an issue for him. I think it's coming off clean. It looks pretty good. So his hand is healing, and hopefully it continues to stay that way. And I think his shot will reflect that.
Is there concern about the missed time? Maybe there's some rust getting back into a rhythm.
I think he's done a great job of conditioning and keeping his legs with everything he's done off the court. So I think hopefully that isn't the case. But it's just a little bit different when you're coming back in the game and you haven't played for a month of how that will all go.
Do you think teams have to play you more honest as far as they were clogging the lane pretty well the past game or two? I think you'll see less of that now.
I mean, I think it's tougher to do that because especially when you throw a guy out there that can make 5, 6, or 7 threes, I mean, that can change the entire game and put your opponent in a spot to win. So I think it makes some tougher choices for the defense, certainly, when you have a guy out there that can stretch the floor that way.
What have you worked on during the break here? You've had quite a break, some time off. What sort of things have you been working on?
Yeah, it's important to me that our team competes and fights in everything that we do, so we're still trying to cultivate and develop that mindset before any of the X's and O's piece of it. We've spent time working against zone, working against presses, working on our presses, our zone, like all the different things that you want to work on. But more than anything, it's getting back to the practice floor and just teaching our guys and then making sure that we have highly competitive practices. When our team has been the more competitive physical team, we've had some success, and we need to continue to embrace that identity.
Happy to have your arena back. I hear the rodeo is going to be gone now. It's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a unique circumstance. We're thankful for our community. The rodeo brings in a lot of, I'm sure, a lot of revenue and a lot of excitement into Las Vegas. At the same time, it's a unique endeavor to not be able to be in your home arena for over 2 weeks. So definitely thrilled to get back in there tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a great crowd and our guys will play with tremendous energy.
What kind of team is it?
They're a very physical team in the half court, defensive minded for sure. A group, their pace of play is very slow. They want to grind you out. They run a circle motion similar to what Virginia runs, where they really try to keep coming off pin downs and flares and kind of grind you. And so, they're 10-3 because the teams they've beat, they've kind of outlasted in possessions and outwilled you. And they're a great defensive rebounding team. I think they're second in the country percentage-wise there, and they're a good offensive rebounding team. So their whole, and they play a lot of guys. So I think it's the depth, it's the physicality, it's the lasting long in possessions. Those are the things they do to play to their advantage, and for us to be able to neutralize them and be more physical and win that rebounding battle is going to be really important.
When you say they grind you down with their offensive stuff, is that physically or mentally grinding you down, you think?
I think it's some of both. Like, they're a team, they don't have a ton of big bodies, although they've got a lot of physical big wings. But I think there is a mental component to being able to stay the course over a 30-second possession and defend. I think Texas State was a team we played early in the year that had that similar identity, and so hopefully we've learned and grown since then that, you've got to play later in the possessions. You can't rest, you can't take a second off, you can't turn your head, because that's where they really try to get you. And I think that holds true with Pacific. They're a team they're very comfortable playing later in the shot clock.
How big was last week, the time off, not just for practice, but for recruiting?
I think it's good. We were able to get our staff out to see some guys for sure. That's important. I love being on the practice court. That's my favorite time of the day and my favorite part of this opportunity. And I think we have to continue to evaluate guys, so it's good to have our coaching staff be able to get out, and see some guys.
Like a splint.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it off like a couple days ago. So yeah, I practiced on Monday, practiced today, and yeah, I'm good.
So you feel like you're good to go tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be playing tomorrow night. Yeah, I'll be playing tomorrow night.
During the,
Hold that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. That's even better.
while you were you able to keep up with the shooting regimen? How did it affect you?
Turn it. Grab some.
I got it.
Thank you. Thank you. You're supposed to turn the thing on. It's weird.
I'll get it.
You got it.
that works.
All right,
Gotta
cool.
have it works.
Well, when they practice, I was working with Coach Cabo a lot, just keeping my fitness up and my strength and working on my lateral quickness and all that. So pretty much the whole practice. So I'm in game shape right now, and then I could shoot with my right hand, just full-on shots. So shot feels good. I shot pretty well in practice today and yesterday, so everything's good.
Was the big thing catching passes with the pain that might cause in the left hand?
Yeah, I had slightly tore my ligament, and I had a previous injury when I was younger where I completely tore it, so the thumb was already really weak, and every time I caught the ball I just have a lot of pain on that joint where the ligament is, and I just couldn't catch the ball. And then when I was shooting I just had so much pain that I basically couldn't play.
How important is it to be able to, in a role like yours where you're a catch and shoot guy, how important is it to be able to catch the ball with that?
It's everything really, but it was affecting my rebounding. I did it before the Cal game, and I played in Cal. I think I had 0 rebounds that game. I played 40 minutes, but I just couldn't it was so painful. I couldn't just attack. You know what I mean? So now it's better, and I should be back to my normal play. So yeah, but it's everything. It's everything with shooting, everything.
Do you feel any pain in it now when you go to practice?
No, I'm good now. Yeah, I got this little thing I put on and I tape it up, and I'm good.
How frustrating was it sitting out during this time?
Oh, it's tough, especially those close games. You feel like, if you're out there, maybe, even if I'm not making shots, just the spacing, I feel like maybe I could have helped win a couple of games there, but it's tough, man. It's terrible, actually. It's just a bad thing.
Not the year for what that happened, but if it's going to happen, was the timing pretty good? It didn't happen in conference play.
Well, it was lucky because we had that week break as well. So yeah, the goal was to get back for conference play. I think I had another week off, but I feel good now, so I wanted to come back now and get a couple games in before Utah State. So yeah, very important, man. Very important. Yeah.
So having Jonah back out there, what does that do as far as opening up or creating more spacing on the offense?
It's good to have him back. Guys, now that we got Jonah back, guys got to play me a little bit differently. Guys got to play our team a little bit different. Being that the spacing is there. He's a proven shooter, and one of the guys that you don't want to leave over for a catch and shoot 3.
Do you notice that maybe the paint is a little more open when Jonah's out there and defenses have to respect him?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even in transition, when guys are running back, they're trying to run back to Jonah, not really necessarily to the paint. So even in transition, you might have some drives here and there that might be open. Even then, Jody gets hot, hit about 3 in a row, then guys are playing different. Now they're hugging the man. Now you can drive his side of the gap and just get to the lane.
Having this time off, did you feel like you needed this break, or what did you think about it?
Yeah, I feel like we needed this break. Give us time to get things together right now. We definitely used this time, took total advantage of it, being in the gym every day, working hard, sharpening up on some things for offense and on defense.
What was the coach's message after the BYU game and the rest of the time during practice?
We just got ready to come compete every day. We don't have that team where we can just come in and casually think that we're going to win. We got to compete. We got to focus on the scout, focus on the details, just being offensively sound. Whether it be being strong with the ball, making the right plays. We all crash into the boards, the right people. We all sprint back at the same time. All remember the same defensive coverages. That all comes into winning.
What are you planning for Christmas since your family's in town?
Well, actually, I was gonna go visit my sister who stays in Phoenix, Arizona. So I was gonna visit her with my mom. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for the little time frame that we got off.
I'm working on some end of the decade stuff. I wanted to ask you about that Reno game 2 years ago. What you guys won up there? What do you remember about that game? That was a ranked team. You guys were in there, ran out up close. And what do you remember about that game?
That was an awesome experience for me. I think I was a freshman that year. I played big time in that game. The packed house. It's the rivalry. It felt so good to win that game. I never played an environment like that where it was sold out. They had, I think the guy that said, let's get ready to rumble. He did that at the beginning, so I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a live game right here. It was a tough and gritty game. We pulled it out, and like I said, it was just an amazing experience.
What do you remember about Jovan Moore in that game?
Man, he made some crazy shots that game. I just remember him shooting literally from the logo. Like, he was getting and one threes, and just the energy. I feel like we played real hard up there. Guys was scrappy, running all over the place, diving for loose balls, boxing out Caroline real hard. Myself, I had to box him out a couple times as a freshman, so I'm giving it everything I got. My role was obviously different, so I'm playing as hard as defense as I can, just trying to win, just having fun out there.
Thank you.